Over the last 17 years, I've been on stage and camera over 500 times. From coffee shop storytelling events to being on the TEDx stage 3 times. From national TV in China to coaching CEOs to speak on Bloomberg and BBC. And after coaching over 300 executives and entrepreneurs across 12 countries, I've distilled all my knowledge about powerful public speaking into this short YouTube video. These are the exact strategies that have helped my clients become confident and effective speakers. Let's dive in. Foundations. People think that public speaking is about talking to a crowd, but that's what makes them freeze. I learned this with my client Mary. She was bold and confident one-on-one, but completely froze in front of groups. The key is to stop seeing faceless crowds and start having individual conversations. Speak to a crowd like you're speaking to every individual in that room. This simple mindset shift takes you from a place of fear to feeling like it's no big deal. Second, your personality is your biggest asset when speaking. Stop trying to be someone else or copy another speaker's style. Or worse, stop trying to be professional, whatever that means. Usually, it translates into being boring, using corporate speak, and putting people to sleep. Here's how you can bring more personality into your presentations. Write down what people already appreciate about you. Maybe you're funny, curious, or observant. Then list what you want to be known for in business. For example, authority, approachability, expertise. Combine these traits naturally in your presentations. You'll bring them to life and be the most impactful speaker in the room. Next up, voice and delivery. First, opening your mouth more changes everything about how you sound. It sounds weird, but it absolutely works. Let me demonstrate the difference. Now I'm speaking without opening my mouth too much. And now I'm opening my mouth more. When you open your mouth more, you automatically enunciate better. It's a simple cheat code for showing more confidence. Try it in your next meeting and notice the impact. Second, speaking fast doesn't make you more impressive. When you're in a hurry, you rush words and skip important pauses. People actually understand you better when you speak slower and more deliberately. Vary your pace. Fast isn't always bad, but know when to slow down. Think of it like weight training, not cardio. Build your speaking muscles over time. And third, those little filler words are killing your authority. Like. They seem harmless, but they destroy credibility. They sneak in because your brain needs a split second to come up with the next thing to say, but your mouth feels the pressure and wants to keep on speaking. Give your brain time to think in between words instead of filling in the silences. When you remove fillers, you naturally sound more authoritative. Start noticing the specific filler words that you tend to use and intentionally pause instead. Now, onwards to body language. Neutral face lets the audience decide what you're feeling. When you forget to smile, you could be showing nervousness or arrogance. So start with a smile. It shows that you're approachable, warm, and friendly, and then vary your expressions throughout your talk linked to your content. And then end with a smile. Take back control of how people perceive you through intentional expressions. Second, gestures. Don't use too many gestures. You're gonna look nervous and fidgety, but also don't hide your hands or keep them in your pockets the entire time. Use gestures intentionally to highlight the most important things that you're saying. Now, let's focus on the audience. You need to warm the audience up. Don't just start with, "Hi, my name is Nausheen, and today I will be talking about..." That puts them to sleep. Instead, hook the audience from the very first second. Use humor in the first 5 seconds to ease into the situation. Or say something relatable like commenting on the weather or post-lunch sleepiness. If they don't respond to humor, acknowledge it with a self-deprecating joke. This quick test shows you what will work with this specific audience. And then keep the audience warm throughout. Engage every 5 to 7 minutes in long presentations, every 3 to 4 minutes in short ones. This is the most common mistake that I see that even experienced speakers make. They fail to engage. They think that presenting is just like giving a lecture or a talk. But guess what? That's super boring. If you can make the presentation a two-way conversation, you have a much higher chance of keeping the audience's attention. Ask simple yes or no questions. Get them to raise their hands if they agree or disagree with something. And take water breaks to observe their engagement. Make it a two-way dialogue, not a lecture, and they will reward you with attention. And I'm gonna have water. And now for content structure. Using fewer words creates more impact. Let me show you with my own story. I could say I started in corporate and then I did marketing and PR, then I became a trainer, then I became a filmmaker. At this point, you're already asleep. Or I could simply say, through my work as a corporate communications trainer and a filmmaker directing CEOs, I've learned how to help anyone speak with impact. The second version is targeted, clear, and powerful. Extra words dilute your message. Be ruthlessly concise. And finally, let's move on to implementation. Speaking in public is a skill that you can absolutely master. But the trick is, you have to start before you have a fire under your bum. Don't wait until you have a big presentation or a big podcast that makes you sweat every time you think about it. Start by finding opportunities to speak yourself. Yes, go towards what scares you. Start with small stages and then build it up. Speak at your company about a process that you improved. Try a local coffee shop storytelling event. Visit your old school for career day. Each small stage builds your confidence for bigger and bigger opportunities. And finally, practice the right way. Don't stand in front of mirrors. It's unnatural and unhelpful. Record yourself using your phone's back camera. Focus on delivery in the moment, and then review your recordings later to improve. So there you have it, 17 years of public speaking knowledge condensed into one YouTube video. But knowing these principles is just the start. There's obviously a lot more that goes into mastering public speaking, and I couldn't cover everything in this one video. That's why I've created a free 5-day course where I teach you the right way to evaluate your speaking skills, secrets that TED speakers use to captivate audiences, and how to use your voice, your energy, and your body language for maximum impact. To get instant access to this free course, click the first link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the course.